What's the word, everybody? Army Regime here, a.k.a. L Doe, a.k.a. the fucking Go. We at the Barcafe. Yo, shout out to the homies, shout out to the members that are here. And don't come here if you can't rap. After you just hear what the fuck I did, don't come here if you can't rap. I mean that shit.
Yo, what's the word? It's Flow the Greatest, episode 8 of the Barcafe, where you getting served bars by your local artists. Today, I have a co-host, Jake Perez.
Jay. It's actually Jay.
Jay? Okay.
It's just spelled like that.
Okay. All right. So tell them what you do. And
So I have a podcast, Real Radio Podcast, on YouTube. I used to have a lot of content up, but now I'm just like revamping it because, you know, things happened or whatever. But I do interview unsigned artists or signed artists and stuff because lately I've been having a little bit more of artists with a higher caliber pull up. So I'm just having fun. I'm networking. I'm outside. I love, you know, to hear new shit and meet new people. And I appreciate you even inviting me here.
Yes, of course. Army, the man of the hour.
Yeah.
What's up, my boy? Family. I appreciate you for coming.
Come on, man. It's an
First
honor to be here.
Know what I mean? And so tell everybody where you from.
Hey, man, I'm from New York, man. Brooklyn and Queens. Shout out Brownsville. Shout out Lawton. You know.
Brownsville and Lawton?
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's real different.
Word, right? Two different
it's
cultures.
Like you go from straight like war to peace.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah. You know, but you know.
Yeah, you already. So, how was it like growing up? What was it like growing up? Especially in those two places. Yeah, definitely. And I grew up, you know, shout out to my cousins out in Sally's and all that. But, you know, I grew up in these projects, and it was the struggle, right? It was the single parent. My pops had left, you know. There was a lot of beef, a lot of abuse, so mom just had to do what she had to do. But even when she went back to pops, that's when we moved to Lawton. So we got a little bit more peace in Queens, right? Mm-hmm. So it's more suburban. Things slowed down. We was in a house now, but, you know, it still came with its different, you know, just because the neighborhood looked better doesn't mean the children was, you know, acting different. It was still lack of resources and everything else. So we just had to figure it out. But, you know, growing up, I really jumped off the porch in Queens. So I went to 231 in Springfield, went to Springfield too. I went to Canarsie. You know, I went to 4 high schools in 4 years. So, you know, I'm well traveled, but literally just survival. That's what it was growing up. All right, yeah. I mean, so how did you get into rapping?
Yeah, you know, I wanted to be a singer first. Mm-hmm. So, like, the real story is I literally went to sing.
Hold on. I'm starting the Barcafe R&B.
Hey, you should. You definitely should. You definitely should. Listen, not auto-tune. You want real singers, right?
Real singers, man. Real singers.
You got to be raw
so you
vocal.
can really sing.
No, and that's why you have to tell people the truth. Because I got up and auditioned to sing at my 6th grade graduation, and the teacher was like, nah. And I was like,
wait, she told you no?
What? In front of everybody.
Man, she should have got smacked.
A kid,
in front of
that's
everybody. But if she didn't, I wouldn't have said to myself, like, oh, I'm just going to rap. Okay. And literally 10 years old, now I'm trying to be like Bow Wow, and back then it was Bow Wow and Romeo, so you're like really trying to figure that out. But then Cassidy and Lil Wayne come on your TV, and it's like, oh, shit, this is Dipset. Oh, this is G Unit. Oh, okay, I wanna do this, you know.
All right. So, who were your favorite artists?
It was definitely Cassidy first. Jewels and Cassidy. Like, there was this run in, like, 03, 04 with the Game Been Missing. And then right before Cassidy went to prison, like, them guys, they was wilding. So, that encouraged me growing up. Of course, you got the Biggie and the Pacs and the Big L's, you know, the lyricists growing up, but I like to think that I'm a descendant of Rakim, just the way that we rhyme syllables. I just love music. Like, I love the West Coast artists. I love all of it. So I was really inspired by it a lot. But bars, like I just couldn't. You can't, like, there's no way around it for me. Like, I need you to rap.
So like when you rhyme, you tell stories. Like
yeah.
There's actually a image that you could actually visualize when you rhyme. Because there's some artists that you can't, and then there's some artists that you can. Like, there's a few like Keen's Streets. Yeah. I think he's amazing.
Yeah, Keen is a beast.
Yeah. Like, I think he's real amazing. And
it's a few of them though.
It really is.
It's a few. Far Rock making a lot of noise.
But even when you watch the visuals, like, you could see reenactments and stuff. And that's the type of shit that I like. So is that like how?
I really want to say yes. I really hope so. So you hold that question to the end.
Okay.
But yes, because it's really just depictions of my life. That's one thing. And I know everybody says that, but people also exaggerate. I'm really talking about my life. So, like, the shit that I've experienced, and that separates your content too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I grew up in church. So
Yo, that's different.
From the
that's
Ville
different. That's
to
different.
Louisville in church.
Yeah.
What project you from?
Sally's, actually.
Oh, okay.
Sally's,
I used to be in Van Dyke, that's why I asked.
All the Lokes, shout out to my Lokes, you know, get straights. But, you know, Lawton, I was introduced to the other side, and that's when it was like, oh, okay. Like, this is where you actually make a choice. Like, you got to decide where you're going to be, who you're going to be with, right? Yeah, so, but yeah, like, the music, and I never let music influence that. Like, I was not the guy that listened to music and was like, I'm going to be this. I need to go outside and be tough. Like, music was always to tell that story. We got to tell a story. So how am I going to tell my story better than these niggas was always my thought.
So we know you do more than rap, right? So what you doing now, was that always like your career choice, or or you was doing other things trying to figure it out and then you came across this?
Yeah. Like, the rapping that's the passion. That shit is the passion project. And I want to tell niggas, right, like, you got to have a why if you making music. Because we all not going to be Drake. We all not going to be Tech Nine. We all not going to be Grav. But there's a lane for every one of us and every one of them, right? So, like, you got to figure out your goals and align it there. My goal was to live off of music. So I made decisions that allowed me to live off of music. Hence, I used to be a preacher. So, like, I had faith-based music. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, bro, I lived a lot of lives, though. Because when my mother died, the only thing that saved me, I appreciate it. The only thing that saved me was going to church and, like, having a real relationship with God, right? Because now I'm 16 out, there's no covering, and I'm outside. Like, anything could happen to me. So what saved me was, hey, I'm going to go be a gangster with my mans and them, but in school and everywhere else, straight A student, you know, went to church, but I was always me, though. So I could love God, but I would always slap the shit out you. So, like, it was always a balance because that's just how I was raised. So I had a lot of success as a faith-based artist, like touring internationally. I've toured Australia, New Zealand, Asia, Tahiti, fire, all of these places. Just because I didn't curse in my music. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I always tell people, like, it's about language. Like, you could tell somebody shut the fuck up in different ways.
And even now, I don't hear that much cursing in your music. I'm like,
it's just about the emotion.
So how do you do that? Because I want to learn. Like, how do you tell somebody shut the fuck up without saying it?
It's really the confidence in the delivery of what you're saying. Like you gotta relax. And I'm gonna look you dead in your eye, like, you gotta relax.
Gotta chill, bro.
Like, you gotta feel the spirit. We communicate in word, gesture, spirit. So if they not picking up the word or the gesture, they gotta feel your spirit.
I'm gonna try that at home.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, my son don't listen.
Oh, I'm not a parent yet, so I don't know if it works for kids. I don't know.
They're gonna test your patience. They're gonna test your patience, bro.
I'm gonna try it.
So, tell us a little bit about Emerging Works.
Yeah. Emerging Works. We're a nonprofit tech startup. We teach and employ people that come home from jail, coding and digital literacy. So really, what you asked before was like how I got here is serving. Like, my heart is always to serve. I'm always community. Like, I even bang the set that I bang because it's about community. Like, and I don't want nothing to do with nothing else. And, like, my guys understand that at the same time, right?
That's a fact.
It's about building. It's about how we positioning everybody else to win and, like, exemplifying it for ourselves. So for me, I was in a real dark place, and I was like, nothing is working. Like, literally nothing was working. Like, that's where you got to Uber eat for the rent. You know, not because you enjoy doing it, because, nigga, you got to Uber eat for the rent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But one thing, and I always knew how to reinvent myself and invest in myself. So I'm like, I'm gonna learn coding. Like, I'm gonna just learn how to build websites. I'm gonna charge bones in them to build their website, $250, $300, make their shit fire, right?
Yeah.
And I went to this class, but the founder was focused on healing. Like, she was focused on, like, really teaching you the skills so that you could be in the tech industry, because people make 6 figures from their bedroom.
That's a fact.
Like,
that's what
to tell the computer what to do, right? So I took this class, but the thing about like knowing who you are is like you're gonna show up as yourself in every room. So even when I went to this class, I showed up as Army. I'm the rapper guy, you know. I'm gonna come and bring the energy. I'm the black guy. I'm like, tech is not black, like, so.
Facts,
you know, I'm gonna be that guy in a room, and like that allowed me to be the first employee for what it was called co-cooperative. So I had a 3-month contract. I'm new in the tech industry, but it's like, all right, let me see what I could do now, because like I was in debt to now $30 an hour, you know, just in a fucking week. So
that's fire.
You know, that was the beginning of it. And then just like, and what we do, we offer programs. So we have virtual mentorship programs. We have a music program. You know, we take out young boys to quad. We let them get their drill shit off. Then we teach them therapeutic writing. Like,
is there a fee for that, or it's like
everything free and we pay you?
That's fire.
Well, we're gonna have to talk.
That's fire.
Yeah. So,
I got 2 teenage boys, and
that's super fire.
We want them to come out, so we paid them $150 a week for 12 weeks, just to
Wait,
be artists.
You paid them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we got some large grants. So like,
I just want to say congratulations.
I appreciate you.
I think that shit is
facts.
Beyond amazing.
No, I appreciate you. And this is why I don't be rapping. And like, let me finally say this. Yeah. Finally on the platform, when people ask me, yo, why you not doing this? Why you not doing this? Like, I'm really putting these pieces together so that my next moves are seamless. Facts. So I could be here and build with my guys. So like, you know, if I'm here, like, there's real relationship.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I tell a lot of people no. Out of love though. Like, I just really don't have time.
Lucky.
That's a
fact. I just got lucky.
So look, right? I know the grants and all of that. You got all of that, but I know it was in a bad space at one point.
Yeah.
Right. So from your very first starting in the company to where you are now in the company, tell us how that breakdown went. How did that go?
Yeah. So like, I'm really big on healing. I'm really big on mental health. I'm really big on like growing. So like, I was in depression for 5 years, like in and out of the hospital, you know, addicted to pills, you know, really just a shell of who I was, the rapper, really a shell of all of it. Yeah. So it's like, that's when I kind of disconnected from, that's why I disconnected from God, church, whatever.
Everything.
You know, because it's like, what the fuck is even real? Like, where are people? That's what we were just talking about. Like, yo, when you in hell, you really gonna see who there.
Right.
It's probably like 2 people. And those 2 people are probably not even the ones that you want to be there.
It's not even the ones you expect.
Not at all.
It's not the ones you expect.
Usually it's like that, yeah, absolutely. But
with anything.
I'm gonna ask about the depression, because I suffer from it also, right? And that's the main reason why I started a podcast. I'm on medication. I take every night. I take Lexapro. And I'm not afraid to say it, because I still heal every day. I had childhood trauma, and I had trauma with my son's father for 18 years. And I just, like, this past year, I finally got over it. How did you feel when you were going through that you were in the hot, like, what was, how did you know you was depressed, or you was going through something that really triggered your mental?
That's a good point. Yeah, I was ready to go. I was very violent, very bitter, very abusive to anyone. Like, I was just ready to go. I was trying to go. So I would try to, like, take pills and overdose. I would crash 2 cars, you know, straight head-on collisions. But some reason, Jay, I just kept waking up. And I would pray, like, God, I better not wake up. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm ready to go. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, every day was dark. Every fucking day for 5 years was dark. Even in the best of moments, it was dark. Because it's like you get off stage, and, like, my music career was thriving. Like, I'm really good at what I do, and I'm very, like, strategic. So, like, I know how to get to Hot 97. I know how to do all of this shit, and nobody know who I am, right? But I'm in the door, and all of the best rappers are going to say, this guy. You know what I'm saying? But when I got off the fucking stage, I still wanted to check out. And I did, and I tell you what changed it for me. I'm going to tell you, Jay. Like, and again, me holding on to my faith, just the mustard seed. That's all I had. Like, God, it's either now or never. I auditioned for Loaded Luxe Top Shelf.
That's crazy.
Competition, right? My homegirl, like, Armin, you got to do it. I'm telling her, what do you mean? I'm trying to die. Like, I'm arguing with her because she's trying to say I believe in you. And I'm like, what the fuck do you believe in?
Right.
So I'm arguing with her, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. So I auditioned for it. Loaded Lux chooses me. Now I'm in the fucking building rapping on Hot 97 and doing all of this crazy shit. And I did that competition for the $500 because I ain't had no money.
That's crazy.
By the time they announced the winner, I was in coding with a job. So like it gave me enough confidence to look towards something. I just needed something to look towards. But once I had stability, because as a man, a lot of us, we suffer from depression, from instability, because it's like I couldn't focus on healing because too many things was unstable in my life. But once I got like a steady paycheck, some steady hours, then therapy, one session at a time, then...
Oh, you go to therapy?
Yes, definitely.
That's important.
Definitely.
That shit is important.
Definitely. Because like, it's those tough, it's really some tough conversations that you got to have with yourself. Right? Like, it's some questions that you can't share with everybody. You're not going to write it in the journal. It's just like, you got to be real with yourself when you find yourself in situations. It could be somebody else's fault. You could be a subject to your circumstance, but at the same time, it is you.
Extreme accountability.
And
right.
and when I
accountability, bro.
When I figured it out, it was me. Like, I can get out of this shit. Everything took off. Like, so you go from this operations manager, and then my contract was 3 months. Next thing, 6 months later, I'm the executive director.
Y'all hear that?
6 months later, I'm the ED, right? Because, the founder had to leave, but I'm the co-founder, right? So I'm the second employee, the first employee, rather. Mm-hmm. So it's me and the founder. We building every day. Beautiful lady, amazing lady, but she had to leave because of, COVID hit. Yeah. Fucking health, everybody's health issues. But I stayed because I prayed. I said, God, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is when, the outside boys was outside it. COVID was hitting, right? Pandemic boys was getting it. So I'm like, yo, God, am I about to do this? Because everyone is doing it and thriving. Why would I not? Or am I staying here and be on unemployment? And I stayed and was on unemployment. And then 1 month, I took my first meeting as executive director and had $1 million after that call.
Congratulations.
All right, God is good. Real talk. And it ain't my money, so don't look at me crazy. But, $1 million grant for a black-owned tech company is unheard of. And it came from Jack Dorsey. And that's the man who started Twitter and Square. So, like, we in a different conversation when we talk about brackets. Like, I'm talking to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and guess where that money went? Right back to the hood.
Right back to the hood.
Right back to the hood. 64% of my team is formerly incarcerated.
Wow.
Why is that so important to you?
Because it's us. They can't do what they doing to Kyrie. They can't do to me because I'm the head of my company. What they doing to Kanye, they can't do to me because I'm the head of my company. They can't do to me. I'm the head of the company. I'm in the room with Van Jones. I got to figure out like when he gonna text me back. These are my peers now. Like, I could show you my last message was from Reform Alliance. My literal last text message was from Reform. So, like, we in the room because, like, people are saying they for us. And the thing, like, our audience is formerly incarcerated people because all of us are impacted by it. So if you never went to jail, I bet you went to Rikers. If you never went to Rikers, you have to take the 5-hour bus ride.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And if not, somebody in your class went to jail. And they felt the effect. So it's like, that shit is for us, but tech is one vehicle for economic mobility, and I say that because like the economic wealth gap, like black people make $300,000 a year, white people make $1 million. That's $700,000. What is going to help us close that gap? Inflation went up 9% this year.
Wow.
Anybody got an adjustment on your salary?
Hell no.
Y'all didn't get a raise?
I did. Shit.
You supposed
I work
to
for
get a
IT.
raise.
See? I work for IT.
See?
So I know.
Different.
Tech, because certain industries know you're supposed to give people
you have
this
to.
bump every year, bro.
Annually.
Every year.
That's crazy.
So imagine making $1,550 for 5 years.
Yeah, nah. Who's doing that? Because I'm not doing that.
Yo, the second year.
Not doing that.
Second year, man, I'm out.
It's wild. And guys, I'm not woke. Like, I don't want everybody to take this interview and think like I'm some conscious guy. This is literally the facts, and this is why I go so hard and make sure that we have opportunities to get people in the door and get jobs. Like, people have gotten jobs because of our programs. Shorty went from making $10,000 a year to 102 at Disney.
Wow, look at that. I don't make 102. Shit.
She did 6 years. Everybody told her she'd be nothing. She was an addict. And now she works at Disney.
Crazy.
She takes her family to Disney because she works there as a software engineer. Shit is wild, bro.
That shit wicked, bro.
See, live change. You see Biggs, you know, one of your bros.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He part of our staff, and he run our whole youth department. You feel me? So,
all right, man. So tell everybody, I mean, where to look up the Emergent and all of that.
Yeah.
Your music, everything you got coming up next.
Yeah. So you can go to emergentworks.org. But also on the music side, Members Only is coming out. Me and my lady, we dropping our joint project. You know what I'm saying? So we got yeah. Shout out.
She got to come up here, man.
Oh yeah, that gotta happen.
She got to come up here.
Yeah, especially because the women been like ODing and rap lately.
Facts.
We gotta
they
have
definitely,
energy,
they definitely been going crazy.
But I want to give y'all flowers before we wrap. The Barcafe. Listen, this is a platform for young artists, for new artists, for older artists, for more mature artists. Like, come here, have a great time, and make sure you bring the bars. Because if you don't, they're not gonna invite you back. I'm telling you.
Appreciate that, Jay. Let them know again.
Well, I thank you for inviting me here. It was a pleasure to meet you. And let me just tell you, like, I'm very honored to have even came while you're here. Because your story and what you're doing is impactful. And where we live, our children need people like you. You know what I'm saying? So I have two 16-year-olds. I have my son and then my godson who I just took in because of a whole lot of gang shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we need more people like you. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate you.
Thanks, Jay.
You're ready.
Even, whatever. You could check out River Radio Podcast on YouTube. It's a lot more shit gonna come up. But right now it's about the Barcafe. And this is what's up. So.
All right, Army. So I know you got something for me, man.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I know you got something for me.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you got me out of retirement too. This is crazy.
I'm ready.
Shout out to my brother Bones in the building, man. It was bragging. Shout out Megan in the building.
And Bishop, man. Free that guy.
That's
how I met him.
Yo.
You feel me?
So
let's get it.
That's my brother, man.
Barcafe, man. Army about to burn it down. Let's get it.
Yeah, we back. Yeah. Look, I just woke to 500K. It took a day. Been a warrior, the stream from the bay. We made a way, took the pain and broke the algorithm. They share my reels, I bet it's fake. If shit get real, I bet they crowd the victim. The loudest weed to make my sound decisions. I couldn't step until I found my rhythm. I got some real ones stuck inside a prison, but there's a budget for the bail funds, nowhere done. We just got a budget from the bail funds, 3 M's up. Hold on. I'm really one of them in real time. Traveling out west, you think I'm Eli, they gon' feel mine, cause every word is true. I need the bread to match my vertical. I'm sharp enough with hands if I'm using a blade, it's surgical. My mind been racing, I'll make your roof a convertible. It's personal when mentioning Angie, making it worse for you. Now they're congregating the church for you while you're chastised. Open casket, let's see you drip like you're baptized. Flag tied to the right side. I almost died, I went to hell and then I saw the bright side. Don't cross the line, I got some neighbors and I met them hot tied. They're fucking cracking my die. The weed too loud, it's high five. Still at the top of top 5s in Singapore. Me and gang eating Mr. Prada. Evisu jeans, Pradas. Diamonds on me, check the drip like I've been trying to dive. I got a bag and cut the wrist like I've been trying to die. Hold on, just got the G-Ride. That shit gon' hold the Mac for me like T-Boz, no Reebok. I'm dropping classic shit and then I'll restock. Look, could turn a cipher to a triage. It was aquariums, not a jewelry box or ski lodge. They in the lane, I do the dash, they see the dame in them. Like Section 8 had to renovate, still replacing them. From the trenches to stadium, don't you play with them. Got oodles that exhausted their metal like it's palladium. Whoa, still turn the lead to gold, that's alchemy. She never told, and if she ever folds, it's over balconies. Can't hold it in, exposing friend who got it out for me. It be the clout for me. Salute.
What?
He says salute.
Episode 8, man. We out of here, man.